Diving headfirst into Coronado athletics. You're listening to the Mustang Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score on the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back in. We are jumping into the Mustang Fan Zone. Katie Ferrell is here, which I bet I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you're getting pretty excited for this time of year.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
We just talked about it. The men's and the women's NCAA tournaments start next week, and at least one of your alma maters is headed there.
I was actually just watching the UTA game. They're up 5 right now against Utah Tech, third quarter. So I was just watching that.
Utah Tech has a former Lubbock Cooper player on there.
Oh, they do? I didn't know that.
Callan Dallas.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that.
She played on the team that was about 3 plays away from winning a state championship a few years ago. She played with Magic Esquivel and the 2 Cortez sisters the year after Adley Blacklock graduated.
Okay,
so,
yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
And her, I want to say baby sister, she's a senior in high school now. Her younger sister was one of the stars for the Liberty the last few years, Abby Dallas.
Okay, yeah,
you probably saw them.
Yep,
so
yep.
It's been incredible. You correct me if I'm wrong here. Right now, the presence of just Lubbock girls in college basketball is pretty amazing.
It is.
Of course, Aaliyah at Oklahoma. I was going to say Kaylee, not Kaylee, her sister.
Kaya.
Kaya at Army, who I saw a stat the other day is one of 3 players in the country that's had multiple 2020 games.
Yes.
I mentioned Callan Magic, who I believe was first team all-conference with Alicia's team down there at Angelo State. The 2 course, there's just a glut of Lubbock girls right now that are making their presence felt in Lubbock
basketball. There really is. Yeah. That's one thing I said when I moved here. West Texas basketball, it's different down here. It's fun to watch and just see all the players and see where they go and just it's a little bit different than the Metroplex, their style, but it works. It
works, and you look at last week, all the teams that were at the state tournament. I need to backtrack because I don't want to get in trouble with Dad or Mom. Michaela Marshall is also, I believe, I know she was on the all-freshman team in their conference. I thought I saw that she may have been the freshman of the year in that conference as well.
Okay, wow. Yeah, I didn't see that. It wouldn't surprise me. She's a great hard worker, one of the hardest working kids I've seen. Just from the standing on the other sideline, watching her at Abernathy, she just works her tail off for 32 straight minutes.
It's got to be exciting for you, too, from this perspective. There's going to be players and you've got some at Coronado too. I don't want to. We mentioned Kaylee, but you've got some older players too. When you're coaching out here, and you see all that success that they take with them, you know that the fundamentals are in place.
Absolutely.
Year one, you just got done with year one at Coronado. You guys had some good moments, didn't get to the playoffs, but you know that there was a foundation there, and you get to start building that up year after year. How exciting is this offseason for you?
Oh, yeah, I think it's going to be big for us. Obviously, last year, I didn't get in there until about the summer, so having a spring with them and then going into the summer, and they've got it kind of-ish a year under their belt, I think will be big time in terms of our success for next year. That's something we harp on as a team all the time, is having a great spring and a great summer this year, just to kind of carry us into that new district we're in. Obviously, it's extremely competitive. It's big. It's probably one of the best in 5A basketball, in my opinion. So it's crucial for us to look at some things, all that different type of stuff this spring and summer.
Because you got Kaylee Smith a little bit last summer, correct?
Yes, she would go kind of half volleyball, half basketball, week on, week off kind of deal. So I'm glad that we have that at Coronado because you know how not touching a ball for a long time. Obviously, she plays AAU and she's always in the gym. So that's one thing with her I don't necessarily have to worry about.
You get Kaya to come home it's probably a little tougher when you're in the Army. If you get Kaya to come home, I've told you, and Kaylee was here, I told her the urban legend about her saying she was going to be better than Kaya. I bet Kaya can come home now with some of that military
Absolutely.
background and say, all right, come on, little sister.
And that's one thing about Kaya, her mom was telling me. Obviously, I never really got to watch her play. I was in college doing my thing, but she came home for 3 days over the break, and I'd come up to the gym, and she was in the gym every single day she was here. And her mom was like, she's a hardworking kid and all those things. And I saw it those 3 days.
You sit down and talk to Will about their workouts that they used to do.
Right. Yeah, I've heard. And
Micah, if you're listening, I'm trying not to make you blush here. Micah's younger than me, so I can say this. If you go back and find some video of Micah as a player, you'll see where some of the tenacity came from with both daughters.
I believe it.
She was a hard-nosed player out there in Levelland, Texas.
I believe it.
Coming up on the first break, we'll be back and talk more Lady Mustang basketball after this break on the High School Fan Zone. I'm Randy Rosetta.
Your inside look into Coronado sports. This is the Mustang Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back in. I don't even know if I introduced you when we sat down. I'm just assuming people would know. This is Katie Ferrell. This is Coronado's now. We're going to speed it up here. I'm going to say now the second year Coronado girls coach. We talked about you didn't get to the playoffs. That as Bill Parcells is, you are what your record says you are.
Right.
However, I don't want to sound like Stephen Smith there, but in your district, you guys were. You missed it by, say, 3 games. There could be a little bit difference if you beat certain people on certain nights.
Right.
You start looking at 3 games, 3 losses. That could be 5 or 6 plays.
Absolutely.
2 or 3 in any game. You beat Monterey once, played them really well the second time. Had Chelsea and Ari on the other night, and you watched the playoffs well enough to know if Monterey beats Argyle in the game where Ambrosia hit the shot to force overtime, I believe Monterey's the 2-time state champion.
I think I agree with you on that. Absolutely. I thought if they could get past Argyle, they have another shot at it. Argyle, just a heck of a team.
Yep.
Man, for years they've been good. So.
And that's not to rub it in with Coronado fans. Please don't take it that way. That's my point is those few plays in any game can change things. Now your girls, how many girls besides Kaylee are coming back? I know there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, 4. So we'll have 5 returners: Kaylee, Sanaya, Grace, Cam, and then Star. But 3 of those, Sanaya, Cam, and Grace, those 3 have been on varsity since their freshman year, so they're good core players that are coming back.
You mix that with the fact it'll be year 2 with you. They gained that experience last year. And it's weird to already be calling it last year.
Right.
But it is last year because girls' state tournament's over, so we can say last year. It's just one game, I understand, but meeting Monterey's got to be something that those girls take into the offseason and can say, hey, we accomplished that. This is what we can do. Besides Kaylee, we talked about what Kaylee's got to do in the offseason. Those other girls, what do you want to see them do this offseason?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is on the offensive side of the ball. We would like to have 3 to 4 players on any given night scoring double-digit scoring. I think that's one part of the game we kind of struggled with this year was scoring the ball in some crucial times, and not only just relying on Kaylee, right? Being able to shoot from 3, right? I think we struggled from 3 as a team. And just have some outside threats, especially from our guards.
There's a couple of times I saw you as well. We were talking before. I'm a Kansas basketball fan. Sometimes when you have that dynamic young player that's so good, the term that a lot of basketball players use or basketball teams use, the ball gets stuck a little bit.
Right.
Because they want to try to make sure and get her involved, but it's okay if you keep doing your thing.
Right.
I remember a couple of times you were encouraging girls, it's okay to shoot. It's okay to do this.
Absolutely.
It's a little bit older and more comfortable. Is that something that you hope will evolve?
Yes, absolutely. Kaylee saw a lot of doubles this year. I think we did a pretty good job of running some actions to get her the ball, but if they go to double her, just being able to skip out of that and being having shooters either ready to shoot the ball or attack a long closeout. But that's something we're this spring and summer will continuously work on. Obviously, year 1, you're throwing a lot at them, a new offense, a new defensive philosophy, all the things, right? So I think having another year under their belt going into year 2, that we'll be able to fix some of that stuff.
And I think when I talk to your girls, they would say this, they've gotten used to Kaylee. Kaylee's a really good passer for being a big girl. I'm looking at stats. She had about 3 assists a game, so you can be a good passer, but she's also a willing passer. She understood that the double team's coming. I'm going to get the ball out to these other girls.
Yes, absolutely. That's one thing. She really is a pass-first player. in my opinion. That's why I love her game so much, because it reminds me so much of my game. I was such a pass type of player. But she really is a pass-first player. Like, there's even, I yelled at her the other day because she had 2 feet in the paint and made a great pass, probably the right pass. But I'm like, Kaylee, when you have the ball 2 feet in the paint, that's got to be you. But she really is a pass-first player.
I think kids sometimes watch too much of that thing in front of us and see the NBA and WNBA players who are always pitching out. So did you just pull a Parker Hicks on me? Because Parker, you would say, I like to pass the ball and do this. And then I find out he scored 60 points in a game in high school.
Right.
Now, did you have a game?
No, that really wasn't my game. Now, I was a capable scorer. I wasn't a great shooter until probably my last couple years of college. But I was a true point guard in terms of wanting to facilitate, doing the dirty work, defending, loose balls, rebounding. I really did everything else. I tell my kids all the time, you don't have to score 20 to get recruited. I averaged 5 points a game probably in high school. In college, I averaged 5 points a game, but it was everything else that showed up in the stat sheet for me.
And the other thing is, if you want to be a good team that wins games, you need several players willing to do that. Who are
right.
We'll give Kaylee her props. Kaylee can do a little bit of everything. Who's a girl or two who you want to see evolve into the version of you for you guys?
Yeah, I don't think there's necessarily one player. Sanaya, if we can get her, she was obviously hurt the majority of her season, but she had some big-time games for us, scoring a couple 17-point games, 14-point games. So getting her in that 12 to 15 points a game, and then her turning it up on the defensive end a little bit. I think all of our kids do a good job of diving after loose balls. That's something we practice all the time. Cam, she's someone who's really good defensively, and then in transition she can really kill people just because she's such a great rim runner. Developing her outside game a little bit, even maybe throwing Kaylee at the point sometimes because she's such a good facilitator. Grace, our point guard, just being able to facilitate, get people in their spots if we're running an action or whatever. So I don't think it's one necessarily kid that reminds me of myself necessarily, but if they can each kind of buy into their role, I think it'll come together.
It's kind of like when you're a parent, you want your kids to be better.
Right.
You mentioned Cameron. I've typing in track results, copious track results the last several days. Cameron pops up in there quite a bit. So
yes.
And I've watching her. You could tell how diverse an athlete she was. One other thing that I think is going to be big for you guys. Now, you got to see all the other coaches in District 3-5A from an assistant's spot, sitting next to Brett Palmer. Now you've coached against those. Now you also coached against Trent Hilliard.
Yes.
Did you guys play Memorial?
We did in a tournament. Yep.
So you basically coached all against. I think that's going to be big for you.
Absolutely.
Getting your team ready. You're going to know how to coach against some really, not just good teams, but really good coaches.
Right.
We'll get Katie back on probably summerish, sometime in the fall. We'll get going again because I have a feeling this is going to be a really good team moving forward. Be back after this break in the Tiger Fan Zone talking some Tiger soccer after this on 100.7 The Score.